With winter storms just around the corner, many of us are bracing for what's to come. If you're like me, you want to be ready before the frenzy starts. It's a clear sign that winter is on its way. And you know what that means? Time to prepare. Look, I'm all about being practical and getting ahead of the game. That's why in this video, I'm breaking down the 10 absolute must-have winter supplies that everyone will be scrambling for soon. Stick around, because you don't want to miss this. All right, let's kick things off with a winter essential that's all about maximizing comfort: the electric space heater. An electric space heater is like that extra layer of warmth on a freezing day. It's perfect for those drafty rooms that never seem to heat up properly, or for giving your main heating system a break and saving you some money on your energy bill. Plus, it heats up quickly, so you get that instant gratification. When shopping for an electric space heater, look for one with adjustable heat settings and a tip-over safety switch. Safety first, always. And remember, just like any heating appliance, you want to use it responsibly. Keep it away from flammable materials and never leave it unattended while it's running. Speaking of power outages, that brings me to our next essential item. Let's talk about power outages for a second. They're never convenient, but they can be especially dangerous during the winter when you're relying on electricity to keep your home warm. That's where a propane space heater comes in. This, my friends, is your insurance policy against the cold. A propane space heater is a lifesaver when the lights go out. It runs independently of your home's electrical system, so you can stay warm even if you're in the dark. But here's the key. Make sure you choose a propane space heater that's specifically designed for indoor use. Safety is paramount with any heating appliance, especially one that uses propane. Look for a model with built-in safety features like an oxygen depletion sensor that automatically shuts off the heater if oxygen levels get too low. Remember, a propane space heater is not a replacement for your home's primary heating system. It's a backup plan. Okay, let's move on from staying warm inside to tackling the winter wonderland outside. And when it comes to dealing with snow, you need a reliable tool that won't let you down. Enter the aluminum snow shovel. Now, I know what you're thinking. A snow shovel? That's so basic. And you're right, it is basic. But sometimes the simplest tools are the most essential. An aluminum snow shovel is lightweight, durable, and won't break the bank. When you're facing a mountain of snow after a blizzard, you'll be glad you have a sturdy aluminum shovel by your side. Trust me, I've been there. Here's a pro tip. Don't wait until the snow starts falling to buy a shovel. They tend to disappear from store shelves faster than you can say snow day. Get yourself one now, and while you're at it, grab an extra one for a neighbor in need. All right, let's talk about a winter essential that often gets overlooked: the humble can opener. I know it might seem like a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised how many people forget about this crucial tool until it's too late. Think about it. When the power goes out and you're stuck inside with a pantry full of canned goods, that can opener suddenly becomes your best friend. It's the key to unlocking a warm meal when your usual cooking methods are out of commission. But here's the thing, not all can openers are created equal. Invest in a sturdy, reliable can opener that can handle the toughest cans. And here's a pro tip. Consider having multiple can openers on hand, just in case one breaks or gets lost. Trust me, it's better to be overprepared than underprepared in this department. Remember, in a winter emergency, it's the simple tools that often make the biggest difference. Let's talk fuel, people, because when the power goes out, you're going to need a way to keep things running. And that means having a backup source of fuel on hand. Now, the type of fuel you need will depend on the specific appliances and equipment you have. Propane is a popular choice for powering generators, space heaters, and even some cooking appliances. It's relatively inexpensive, readily available, and stores well. Just make sure you have the proper containers and safety equipment for handling propane. Gasoline is another option, especially if you have a generator that runs on it. But gasoline has a shorter shelf life than propane, so you'll need to rotate your supply regularly. And always store gasoline in approved containers away from any heat sources. The key here is to think about your specific needs and plan accordingly. All right, let's move on from the heavy-duty stuff to something a little cozier: thermal socks. I know, it seems like a small thing. But trust me, when it comes to staying warm in the winter, your feet are your first line of defense. Think about it. Cold feet can make even the coziest room feel unbearable, but a good pair of thermal socks can make all the difference. They're designed to trap heat and keep your feet warm, even in the most frigid temperatures. Look for thermal socks made from materials like wool or synthetic blends that wick away moisture. You want your feet to stay warm, but you also don't want them to get sweaty and uncomfortable. Trust me, there's nothing worse than cold, clammy feet. And here's a pro tip: don't wait until the dead of winter to stock up on thermal socks. By then, the good ones will be long gone. Get yourself a few pairs now and thank me later. All right, we've talked a lot about staying warm, but let's not forget about safety. Because when it comes to heating your home in the winter, safety should always be your top priority. First things first, carbon monoxide. This odorless, colorless gas is a silent killer, and it can be a real danger if you're using fuel-burning appliances like propane heaters or generators. That's why it's absolutely crucial to have a working carbon monoxide detector in your home. And I'm not talking about that dusty old detector that's been sitting in your basement for the past decade. I'm talking about a new, reliable detector that's properly installed and tested regularly. Next up, smoke alarms. Just as important as carbon monoxide detectors, smoke alarms provide an early warning system in case of a fire. Make sure you have working smoke alarms on every level of your home, and test them regularly to make sure they're in good working order. By taking the proper precautions and following these simple safety tips, you can ensure that you and your family stay safe and warm all winter long. All right, let's shift gears for a moment and talk about something equally important: your health. Because let's face it, winter is prime time for colds, flu, and all sorts of other nasty bugs. Now, I'm not a doctor, but I do know a thing or two about being prepared. And when it comes to winter wellness, that means having a well-stocked medicine cabinet. First and foremost, make sure you have an adequate supply of any prescription medications you or your family members take. Don't wait until you're down to your last pill to refill your prescriptions, especially if a winter storm is on its way. Next up, stock up on over-the-counter medications for common winter ailments like colds, flu, fever, coughs, and sore throats. Remember, being prepared is key when it comes to staying healthy in the winter. All right, let's talk about something that's both practical and indulgent: electric blankets. Because, let's face it, there's nothing quite like snuggling up in a warm bed on a cold winter night. Now I know what you're thinking. Electric blankets? Aren't those a fire hazard? Listen, like any electrical appliance, there's always a risk. But if you use them responsibly and follow the manufacturer's instructions, electric blankets are perfectly safe. And let's talk about the benefits. Electric blankets can actually help you save money on your heating bill. Instead of cranking up the thermostat for the entire house, you can just use an electric blanket to keep your bed warm and cozy. Plus, there's just something so luxurious about slipping into a pre-warmed bed. Just remember to always unplug your electric blanket when you're not using it. All right, let's talk about the big kahuna of winter preparedness, the generator. This is the ultimate backup plan for when the power goes out and you need to keep the lights on. Now, I'm not saying everyone needs a generator, but if you live in an area that's prone to power outages, especially during the winter, a generator can be a lifesaver. When choosing a generator, there are a few things to consider. First, think about how much power you need. Do you just need to run a few essential appliances, or do you want to be able to power your entire house? Next, consider the fuel type. Gasoline generators are more common, but propane generators tend to be quieter and have a longer shelf life. Remember, a generator is an investment in your peace of mind. So there you have it, folks. My top 10 crucial winter supplies that everyone will be fighting for soon. Remember, when it comes to winter preparedness, it's always better to be safe than sorry. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more awesome content, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. Stay warm out there.